So, back 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was really strong to have a plus on block option for him because he's such a control character that it was almost strange that he had an option up close that really like let him continue pressure. You know, it's not really a pressure character, but he could be played like that if you were using back 1, 2, 3 and giving yourself advantage and stuff. Because the startup on back 1 is not the best, but yeah, pretty good. 11 frames. So you could keep harassing some characters for sure. Rising Trident down 2 has 1 more startup frame and 2 less active frames. Okay, it's a little bit worse on the anti-air. Makes sense. Trident Rush and Meter Burn Trident Rush do less damage for each hit. I don't know what the command for that is. I have no idea. Trident Rush. Oh. Alright, so let's see what we got. So this. That's really not that great. Yeah, my brightness is definitely up. I mean, I also have him on a shader that's like one of the lighter ones, but yeah, I always put the brightness up in NRS games because they are super dark, and that really bugs me. So yeah, if he looks a little bit washed out, then that's why. Anyway, so yeah, less damage on this. I mean, that definitely is less damage. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And that also means that if the opponent's blocking, and we have to turn off meter, normal. So let's get rid of the bar here. So that also means that you build less meter for doing. What is that? Like a tiny fifth, maybe, of a bar? Really not very much. So that's cool. Tentacle Strike, Meter Burn now does an additional hit that causes a hard knockdown. Yeah, so this is the big change. And again, I have no idea what Tentacle Strike is in commands. Back 2. Got it. So down back 2, Meter Burn. Dang, it's a hard knockdown now. That was so big before that he got full combos out of that. Or if nothing else, it's probably this. Yeah, it was just a guess, and it was right. Like he used to be able to do at least this from far away. Maybe not that, but from far. And now no. And now no. So that's a big change because that was. A lot of his damage was out of this, like from confirms up close, and you would get big old things, or you would from afar be a big threat because your damage was huge. Well, not huge, but from far away, considering distance, it was big. And now it's cool. 214 on Atrocitus, but that's a little bit different on everybody. What is it? Down back to Tentacle Strike. It says 8 damage plus 10.8 damage. So that's not as big of a threat. I mean, I don't think he's a bad character now, for sure. It's still safe. It was like -1, I think. Back 1, 2, 3. Yeah, -1. That's no big deal. And he has 6 frame down 1, which is as fast as it gets, so he's not in some bad position up close. He's still fine. And from up close, I think you do this now, right? I think this is the... Oh, I don't have any meter now. But I think you just do Trident Scoop instead of from the deep. Like, you don't do this anymore, you do this, right? And something like that. I think that's what I saw. But that's about it. I really don't think that he got hurt that badly. I expect him to be... I mean, like, think about all of his other tools that are totally unchanged. He has excellent normals still. He still has good safe pressure. He still does good chip damage. It's not like what it was, but he still does good chip damage. He's still safe on a lot of things. And this is still good. It tracks. I mean, it can only be so bad. Like, if he gets 18% from across the screen, like, is that so bad? I really don't think so. Alright, so whatever. Whatever for him. I just don't expect to see him anymore because he's such a boring character. I've maybe met, even tangentially, even like on Twitter, I think I've met maybe like 2 people who like Aquaman as a character. Like, that is to say that they either like him as like a character, like comic book and, you know, sort of story character, or as a gameplay character, they like him. But it seems like almost nobody does. So if he's not a clear top 5 character, then I just don't expect to see him very much. Do you really like him? I mean, alright. Hey. That's fine. It's a very select crowd that cares about that guy. Alright, what do we got? Slightly increase the amount of character power meter drained from Atrocitus when push blocked while deck stars out. Uh-huh. Okay, alright. So let's turn on push block. Block escape, as they say. And we'll call the trait. And let's see what happens here. Oh, that was a pretty good jump. Yeah, oh yeah, that's huge actually. Let's just turn on forever trait. Well, yeah, quick cooldown on. That's what we need. So this guy, alright, that's like maybe a quarter or a third. Yeah, something like that. Which is a pretty good chunk for sure. Wow, everybody likes Aquaman now? Okay. Alright. I mean, I'm not gonna say you guys are wrong, you know. Like whatever you like. It's just I have not met very many of you in the past. Slightly increase the amount of character power meter drained for using the cat stuff. So this thing uses a little bit more. The fireball uses a little bit more. What is this, like down? Yeah, that one. Alright, cool, so they all use a little bit more, that's fine. So significantly increase the amount of character power meter for using the blood wall. This, I don't really remember what it looked like before, but yeah, I mean, certainly that seems like it goes away faster. That makes sense to me. Because he was, and is, I think, still a really strong character. But, maybe like a little bit too long for being his turn, like when he would get the cat going. He just was able to get so much consistent pressure, and you know, once he has the cat, he gets safer, high-low mix-ups. You can still do stuff about them in some cases, but safer. And it would be really tough to get him away from you without spending bar. And if you spent bar, like if you push blocked, then he's still, I mean, you notice the range. He still ends up at like exactly this forward 2 range. I guess turn it right back on. Oh, wow, never mind. I thought he ended up closer. My bad. But he's pretty close back in there again. Oh, maybe it's in the corner. Is that what it is? Yeah. And yeah, right. He's like almost immediately right there. Which meant that it was just very tough to deal with. But these changes make it so he can still do that stuff. It's just that it's not gonna be for as long at a time. It's not gonna be quite as oppressive when he's doing stuff. So I think that's really good. I think it's a super smart change. And then they also made it so that 4-2-2-3 bravo. Reduce the cancel advantage of the second to last hit of Blood Ritual by 3. So that means that, right, so this is what makes it so that, I don't know what speed is it, backward 2 maybe? So this means that you can duck under, not that, but if it's 4-2-2-3, yeah, then you can duck under that. Let's actually try this out. So do this, let's have you do this. And can we duck under this? Walk. Come on, bub. Yeah, you can get right under. Dang, that's really good. But if he does just this, then that, I believe, you still cannot poke between. No, you cannot. So if he wants to take the risk of the overhead low mix-ups, like if he wants to get into the, basically, if you don't know, the mix-up is that he does this into 2-hit overhead, or 2-hit overhead into low, or 1-hit overhead into low, right? Or just directly into the low. So there's a 50-50 kind of situation. And yeah, there's a very tight timing where you can sort of fuzzy guard it, that is to say, like, block in a sequence such that the overhead you'll block and the low you'll block as they come out at slightly different times. But it's pretty tough to do. It's pretty tough to do. So now if you want to do that mix-up side of things, you can't then say, oh, actually I want to be safe, and just do the spit. So I like it. I think it's cool. The big man. Yes. Ol' Redzy. No, I don't feel like Ol' Redzy. No. Maybe Day of the Dead? I like Day of the Dead. Day of the... This is a cool one. This is a good one. No. No. Ah, green sucks. Let's go to Bumblebee. And then the next one is Batman. I think I just have one loadout. Whatever. Already there.
Fighters approaching Brainiac's ship.
So, they have this whole complicated system of how the life works in this game. Of, I don't think it says in here. No, it doesn't. But every character has strength or ability, strength and ability, and health and defense. And like, I forget what the formula is, but like when something says that it's 3 damage, there's like some multiplier that you multiply it by, and yada yada. And then you figure out how much effective life a character has. And it turned out that the big bodies did not have effectively more life than other characters. It was kind of a weird situation. But they changed it so that they do now. And I guess the changes are 50 less strength, 50 less health, and 100 more defense. I'd have to go through and see exactly how that works. But I will take them at their word that means that he has more effective life. Hopefully so. So base damage of most normal attacks and special moves increased by 1? That is to say, like, 1 on this, right? Not 1 in, like, it does 40 instead of 39, right? Something like that. Alright, well, let's... What happened? Oh, I see, I just screwed up. So... we got that. Then Jab is now 7 frames start. The stand 1. Stand 1 is now 7 frames. It was 9, which meant that he actually had trouble punishing more things than many other characters really had to worry about. So there's that. Brutal Hammer Fist. Medium. Base damage increased to 5 from 3. Stand 2? Okay, yeah, I mean, I almost never use stand 2. I almost never use that string, but that is actually a rip of damage. Oh, I see. Oh, there was already life taken away. So 2, 2, 3 does more damage. Well, just 2, I guess, does more damage, but the rest of the chain is a result. Spine Buster Meter Burn. What is Spine Buster? Toward 2, down, 1 plus 3. This one. So the grab there. Base damage increased to 8 from 3. Dang, alright, that's a lot. That is a lot, actually. 4, 2, down. 1 plus 3. Wait, but this says it's 7. Alright, come. Whatever, it's always hard to get that right. Like, they've literally always had some errors in their frame data, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? Nightfall, back to 1. Base damage increased to 9 from 6. This is plus on block, too, so that's plus on block. Back to 1. Yeah, it's still plus on block. And now it's 9 base damage. That's so, alright, cool. Bane Bomb Meter Burn damage to 16 from 13. Again, this is base, so meter burn it. I'm trying to meter burn it. There it is. Yeah, pretty chunky. And then Body Press, Meter Burn, Gear Ability. Yeah, Gear Ability, whatever. It's incredible. I don't care. So basically, he just does more damage and he has more life. So they believed in his ability to, like, play the neutral game and do all that stuff. I think a lot of Banes would say that is where he has trouble, but I guess what their idea is that he should just be a terror up close. Which is cool with me. I like that style. Haha! Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, keep in mind, that's the full trait, and it's 3 bars, so that's not going to come up terribly often, but... that's pretty good, right? Now, yeah, I guess I want to do stand 2, which is what I did before, because it does more damage now. Right? I don't know, I'd have to look into whether, you know, this still does more overall. Well, let's just see. 2-2, 187. It actually does. So there you go. So Bane, it just right. So stuff that's still very strong. Like this is really good. But that's an actual grab. So it's a block overhead, then jump or backdash or whatever out of the grab. Meter burn 3, something like that. But that's really good. Obviously he's got other stuff he can do. This one. This is plus. Little kick here. And then this is nice because back 2 is an important low for him. Bam. Big range, and it goes into a launch on back 2-3, so it's an important starter. But before, going back to 1 was, like I said, plus on block, but on hit, like, not super great. And now, it's not fantastic still. It's certainly much less than if you just went for the full skidoo, you know. Whatever you're gonna do here. But it's better, so that's cool. That's cool. All right, cool. So Bane, more damage. I like it. That's fine with me. I mean, he's such a dangerous character to buff. I mean, if you recall, in Injustice 1, there's the cross up. In Injustice 1, he was one of the just dumbest, most. I don't even know. I played the character, and I felt like a grime lord for doing a lot of the things that he could do in that game, of just pressuring with, wow. Oh, I wonder if that's harder now, actually, because they changed the thing. I just wanted that. You know, when he has armor on, when he has the trait on, he has armor on special moves, and when you're pressuring people, you could cancel into special moves that have armor, which would go through their wake up, and he was safe for his overhead, and he just was a total jerk. He was a total dingus. He was such just an asshole. I mean, it was great. It was great, but I get not wanting to do that again, because that was super frustrating for everybody else. I get it. So, can't be upset. Batman. What do we got? Fixed bug or whatever, pressing the button. Crap. Slightly increased combo damage scaling after mechanical bats. And now is consistent regardless of how many bats hit. Interesting. Okay. So presumably less damage for hitting with mechanical bat starter. And bats are super strong. I don't know any Batman combos. Whatever. But so I can't really show you, I guess. But that makes sense, because man, that trait is so good. That trait's so good. It just lets him do whatever he wants to do. He's not a character that has like great neutral buttons. He's not like some footsies monster, but he has excellent pressure and he's got pretty good zoning from afar. And the bats were kind of like his way to bypass footsies. Like he would just do stuff, and what is it? 3? Oh, I'm safe. You know, I mean. He could just do things a lot. Oh, he can still do that, I guess, but there's just less damage for doing it, which I think is a pretty good compromise. Batarang, meter burn, and up batarang, meter burn damage scaling increased, and also has 6 more recovery frames on block. What was it? This one? So, because like people would even wake up with this. And it's not like some invincible wake up, but it's really fast. It's still really fast, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, 14 frames. You know, it's pretty good. Like if you were worried about slide or whatever for him, they would do that. And that gave him like multiple free dashes. It was really good. And now it doesn't really look like you get that. Yeah, so if you dash, right, Rift Ripper, if you dash after EX Bat now, you're no longer advantaged. Cool, cool, I like it. So he's still really good. It's just, you know, a little bit of the edge of, man, this character's annoying is taken off just because he doesn't get as much damage for bats and he's not quite as plus on meter burn batarang. Black Adam, I don't know that I need to go through this because I can't do his combos. I've never tried. That character's a boring guy, but basically his changes are that he does less damage, which is pretty cool. And they showed it on the stream. A combo that would do maybe like 600 damage before now does 450. So is that, yeah, that's a significant nerf. However, come on, 450 is pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, don't worry too much about Black Adam. He will be fine. Black Canary. This character I think is really strong now. I already thought she was pretty good, but you know, you couldn't really put her up there with top tier. I didn't think, I know some people actually did, but I didn't think she was that strong, but still a good one. So now she has basically advantage on block, I think is what it is. So Light 112 has 7 less recovery frames, 5 more frames of block stun. That's actually a lot. So 112. This is a really important hit confirm string because it's super hit confirmable. Like you could wait until really late. I wonder if that's not as much the case. No, you can still do it. Okay. So there's that. That is now -2. Man, nice. And this. So this is a real command grab now. It used to just be a follow up, but now I guess it's legit. So, I guess, how would you use this? Maybe you could like mix up between Hooligan and Command Grab, or Getting Away or Command Grab, something like that. Yo, she was good. Come on, come on. I thought she was good. But I mean, obviously she's much better now. And then back 1-2. Ah, yeah, the little super sweep. So is that actually safe now? Back 1-2. Wow, -4. Yeah. How about that? Well, that's really strong because this is from far away. Like this is one of her farther ranged sort of. I mean, is this Footsie's range? I don't know, but certainly it's in Injustice. Footsie's range tends to be like here. You know, a lot of characters are playing Footsie's already. She can't really do that, but this is a far option and for her and still good. So 3 and 3. 10 more frames of block stun, 1 less of recovery. So now it's plus, right? Yeah, +3. Dang. Yeah, right. This is definitely unsafe. I don't remember how much, but it was for sure unsafe. 112 was super unsafe. Was it -18? Really? Dang, that's really good. I mean, really bad. Excuse me. The change is really good, but I mean, like I said, like you could do things. You know, it's very hit confirmable, so you could cancel out of things and get away and yada yada. I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, obviously -18, the number is bad news, but she had escape options and stuff. I get why they wanted that to be unsafe because she has mix-ups and movement out of it and it's very confirmable. So. But now that it is safe, alright, she is a lot better. Front back handspring into flying scissor kick. Now recovers 3 frames faster, increased pushback on block. Is that this? Flying scissor kick and thrust kick. Okay, so yeah, 3 and hold up those 3. So. Wait, that's safe? No. -6? I mean, it's a high, but... Huh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. A lot of her stuff, well, almost everything she had was punishable. It's just that she had a way to deal with a lot of that stuff. Like if you, as the opponent, if you thought she was going to do like 1-1-2 into escape, if you have something like Firestorm charge, then you punish. Yeah, like, you know, you get in there. But she could also have done this, and then now you're going to get punished on the whiff, and you know there were definitely mix-ups in there. It's not like she was assed out. You know, she could do something like this to go forward so your thing would whiff. She definitely had tricks. So I get why they wanted to start the game off with her not having safe options, but yeah, alright, so we'll see how she is with safe options. I'm sure she'll be good. Yeah, that's advantage now seems really strong to me. Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, I expect that character to be good. And especially with nerfs to some of the top tier. Like, I know Aquaman is a tough matchup for her. His trait gets him out of some of her scream combos and stuff. So that was tough. And I guess that will still be like that, but he'll have less control from farther away, and he'll be less of a obnoxious jerk up close. After they block 3-3, stand 1? Reaches? Wow. Okay, well. They block both hits, I guess. Yeah, alright, wow, that's really good. Actually, can they duck there? How do I make that happen? I don't think I can make him duck on reaction, so let's just switch. And then do this. And then we'll match 1, and hopefully this is what I want to do. Can I duck? Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know stand 1's a high. It's just a question of, like, you know, you can be jailed such that you can't duck. But I guess that's not the case here. So that's cool. All right. So a little bit more damage on some stuff for Brainiac. Same with 1-2. Back 2. Base damage increased a little bit. Stand 3. Damage increased. Yeah, I mean, damage was not the problem for this guy, but I guess they're gonna make him do more damage. The bigger deal was that for holding trait. So his shtick is that you can press the trait and just let it go, but you could also hold it, and then like now you're jumping around and doing whatever crap you do, you know, I don't know, and then you let it go. At like, you know, timings that are helpful for you. And it used to be the case that if you got hit while holding it, your trait would go away, and so you would not be able to release it anymore. But now you can still keep holding onto it. If you're hit like while it's coming out onto the screen, if she hits Brainiac, then it'll go away, right? But if she hits him before he releases the button, he will still be able to hold on to it. What is the? Yeah, so he could do wake ups, right? So, and then I'm sure there's a timing here where he could be safe. Right. So that's nice. He doesn't have the best wake up because it's still like it's slow. It's not that slow, but it's slow enough that the invincibility wears off before it hits you. Yeah, which I guess just by like maybe a couple frames there. But slow enough for that to be the case. But if he manages to wake up, then now it's his turn. Damn. So that's what I'm concerned about from the perspective of a guy who plays Scarecrow and Bane mostly. But from the perspective of a guy who also plays Dr. Fate, what's really good about this is that before, when he would hold it like this and be against a zoner, if the zoner's like shot some projectile from full screen, he would lose access to his trait. And that would come up quite a bit, so it would be hard for him to get the trait out in some zoning matchups, anti-zoning matchups. But, yeah, now he can do that. Now he can do that much more easily. So I feel like this one change, this is not, like, you look at it and you think it's not that big of a change. Okay, delaying of Beta Strike and Beta Bomb no longer gets canceled when Brainiac is hit or blocks. But I feel like that's huge. I feel like that's so big for him. So big. All right, that's it for them.